Hi, I'm Anna.
And I'm Ben.
And we are AutoSave. Welcome to our channel.
Today we are watching Season 1, Episode 17 of Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm excited. I like this episode.
He likes every episode, but he specifically likes this episode.
It's
apparently.
one of my I don't know if it's like up there with like everybody's like top best episodes or whatever. I'm honestly unsure. But this is up there for my favorites for just like, I don't know, just because Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't want to hype it up too much, you know?
It's already hyped a little bit for me.
I'm sorry. I like this episode.
I hope it stacks up to your hype.
I'm sorry. Okay.
So, last episode, we mainly just had a panda episode, which I am not mad at because I was really trying this whole time to understand what is panda and why is panda.
Why is panda?
I got all the explanation.
Turns out
really.
panda isn't a panda.
A panda is not a panda, and I got that explanation. And I got the explanation that there were these 3 cores inside panda, not just one, but it's a secret. Don't tell anyone.
Siblings.
And they're siblings. And there's a gorilla and then a bashful sister that we don't know. I'm wondering what is that final form. I have no clue.
True.
I really want to see it, but that core was the one that Mekamaru shot in the shoulder. So that's why Panda didn't get to use it. So at the moment, Panda is exhausted. I would like to know how you fix a cursed corpse when their core is exhausted. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe the principal does something with his cursed energy to kind of like rejuvenate the cores. I'm not sure. And then Mekamaru. What an interesting and awesome idea of a character to add in here. I felt so bad for that character. The Heavenly Pact. Like, he had no choice in this life. And honestly, I'm very surprised that he doesn't resent Jujutsu sorcery over this. But maybe he's realized, like, this is the one purpose he can have in his life. And this is the one, like, means he can have to try to simulate some amount of normalcy in his life. He's able to walk this puppet around. He hated the word puppet, though, didn't he?
I think so.
So what did he want Mekamaru to be called?
I don't know.
Mekamaru? And he can control Mekamaru from, like, pretty great distances, but Panda was able to deduce that he was probably right outside of the arena.
But
I'm like, how?
I don't
it
think
looked like he was in a tub with a bunch of wires.
I think we got confirmation that wasn't. That's what Panda was led to believe just based off of what he knows. But the Heavenly Pact dictated that he could use cursed energy from far distances.
Yeah.
So I took that as he can just control whatever from wherever.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But we definitely got a little bit of past on Panda, but also some flashbacks from Mekamaru of how his like peers treat him, and how he wishes he could join them.
Yeah.
And that was devastating because obviously it seems like they don't like look down on him about it. They treat him rather normally, and he has fondness for them, and he wants to join them and be able to be with them as himself. And now I'm like, can we just like give this character that, please? Can there be some like fix for this character so that could be something that happens in the show? But I feel like that can't be the case because of the Heavenly Pact.
We also got Panda's rankings of people.
Yeah. Yes, you're right. They're Panda's ranking, so they're kind of subjective to what Panda thinks.
I think. I don't know if they're suggestive. That's a good question. I don't know if they're suggestive of like what Panda thinks or accurate. That being said, we got everybody from Toto to Maki and everything in between.
For Itadori.
Yeah, very true.
But Panda hasn't seen Itadori in action, so I don't know if Panda could even judge himself.
Yeah. Plus, I don't think Itadori's been given a grade, right? Because he's been dead.
He's been dead.
But yeah, all right, I'm ready to get into it. Yeah.
Yeah, we're probably gonna start off with Maki and Miwa maybe, because that's where last episode ended. I'm really wanting to see what's up with Fushiguro. Our cat is zooming around the house. She's having zoomies.
All right.
But yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be Miwa and Maki? Is it gonna be Ikama and Fushiguro's fight? Where is Mai? I don't know. Let's find out.
Lots of questions. Let's get to the answers. Start off with the intro. We don't get that a lot.
No. Now I want to see if Mekamaru, the human Mekamaru, is
in the intro.
In the intro. Okay. Why did the gorilla form? There we go. I don't know why I didn't think anything of it. I love them in normal clothes.
I was literally about to see there's something that hits different seeing anime characters out of their normal uniform.
Yes. Next episode, we're starting a band.
Maki.
Don't you dare. 4th grade.
Miwa is the cutest, I gotta say.
Jesus Christ. There's nothing better than a fight in the water.
Love the change of scenery. Yes! Is she gonna get a new tool?
Oh my god. Maki's such a badass, dude.
Wow. They're using their position to get in the way. Money's side.
何を企んでるか知らないけど、もう簡単にどうこうされる。動いたね。エリア内に放たれた呪霊は呪符が
Oh, I was wondering what that was.
も消滅します。東京港が払った場合には赤色、京都港が払った場合には青い。
So that could have been Toge.
も赤色になります。
できないのかしら。
歌姫に似たんでしょ。
私はあんただけよ。
たのはパンダくんです。
Oh.
ラッキー。
私が浮くほどの重力の風。くそ痛い。切り抜くと肉。
Oh!
私のご尊願は。
傷も男なら勲章、女なら欠点だもんね。
ああ。
が実力主義だと思ってない？それは男だけ。実力があっても可愛くなければ舐められる。可愛くっても実力がなければ舐められる。女の呪術師が求められるのは実力じゃないの。完璧なの。舞ちゃんはそれ以上の理不尽と戦ってるの。
てめえがめんどくせえのは分かったよ。この子
1年の割に戦い慣れてる。
こちとらぶん投げられ慣れてんだよ。
見切れない一番の理由、犬巻くん。
こちらも耳から脳にかけてを呪力で守ればいい。対呪霊に特化した術式なんだ。
Nothing for a sorcerer to be scared of if you know it's coming.
But if you're constantly distracted.
いてもいなくても厄介。舞ちゃんが求められてるのは生優しいもんじゃない。エリート呪術師の家系一つ、全員家完璧なんて当たり前。全員家送電の術式を引き継いでいることとして術師人生をスタートする。その中でも 女はスタートラインにすら立たせてもらえないこともあるの。呪術師にあらず、呪術師にあらずんば人にあらず。私たちが当然のように享受している環境を手にするのにどれだけ苦労しているかと勘違いできる頭でよく考えたら
うるせえよ。そうなら何しても許されんのかよ。私はあいつが気に食わねえ。同じ生い立ちでも私はマキさんが
Facts.
取ろうとしてるバカがどんな人間か考えたことあんのかよ。答える義務がどこにある。てめえの人生は仕事かよ。かんざし。
I love the
What?
art, dude.
Yes. She just grabbed it for the technique, right?
私のほうきの枝さっきかすめたのね。
男がどうとか女がどうとか知ったこっちゃねえんだよ。てめえらだけで
You can keep that shit to yourself.
私が大好きだ。強くあろうとする私が
Yes! Nobara!
藤崎野原だ。私がトンカチで殴れば下手すりゃ殺しちゃう。だから
What is the squeaky hammer? That was my, wasn't it?
有効射程ギリギリ当たって。
God, this episode is so good. Nobara's like speech right there was,
That was
so
amazing.
badass.
She was like, I love myself when I'm strong and I love myself when I doll up and get pretty.
Yeah.
いいのよママ。分かってる。
なんだよ。仲間呼ばねえの？私は2対1でもいいぜ。楽しみ方って一人で楽しみたいの。あんたはお姉ちゃんって呼べよ。妹。
Oh, what a shot.
のことどう思う？
どう答えても角立ちそう。とても素敵な女性かとはまだよくわかんねえけど、喧嘩は超強い。
マキさん、4級なの。
え、マジ？
家が面倒な術師の家系でね。セルフ感動みたいに出ていったマキさんの昇級邪魔してんのよ。
It's fucked up, man.
一度否定したものは認められないのよ。
でも交流会で活躍してマキの名前がある程度広まれば、そういう嫌がらせ
Harder for them to harass her.
聞こえてんぞ。どうか余計なこと
Such good friends.
考えてんじゃねえよ。笑ってんのよ。
What a cool shot, dude.
バカじゃない。下かよ。マキには私にはない才能がある。
Is that why she hates her?
片方は術式どころか呪いも見えんらしい。やはり双子は強調か。嫡男の球児など目も当てられんだろう。
マイ、どうしたんだよ。早くしろよ。やだ。なんだよ。遅れたらまた怒られるぞ。いるもん。また、ほら、目つぶってろ。
昔から不安なんてないみたいに未来へズカズカ突き進む。
家を出るか、マキ。
雑用係は足りてんだろ。そのうち戻ってくるさ、ご当主様。
なぜ戻る？
私が全員家当主になる。
ならばこちらも相応の試練を与えようぞ。
勝手にしろよ。
前にもな。
あいつは関係ねえだろ。嘘つき。大嫌い。
like your hatred is misplaced.
So cool that we get a first person.
Maki is so amazing. Oh, so cool.
Oh.
リロードはさせねえ。あんたなんか大嫌いだから。初恋も術式も
What?
教えたことはない。構築術式。領域展開における結界内での消毒領域の具現化とは異なり、術式終了後も消えることはない。日々は一日一発の弾丸を作るのが限界。弾数でブラフを張るためのリボルバー。
Smart.
私の勝ちよ。キャッチした。
She's just fucking better, bro.
マキには私にはない才能がある。ある意味逆の天与呪縛で生まれるはずだったあんた。人間離れした身体能力を与えられた。決着ってことでいいな。家を出たの。
Is it resentment for leaving her behind?
なんだろう、お前だって高専来たじゃねえか。私は呪術師なんてなりたくなかった。あんたのせいよ。あんたが頑張るから。痛いのも怖いのももううんざり。使われるのの何がいけないのよ。適当に雑用こなして適当に生きればよかったじゃない。なんで一緒に落ちぶれてくれなかったの。あのままじゃ私は私を嫌いになってた。ごめんな。お姉ちゃん話さないよ。絶対だよ。しつけえな。置いてかないでよ。当たり前だ。嘘つき大嫌い。
I got emotional at the end of that.
Mm-hmm. Me too. So, when I said that her hatred was misplaced, I'm definitely wrong. Because I was thinking maybe she was just mad that she was held to these standards because her sister left. But it's really the fact that her sister left that hurt and made her hate her. It was never about the family and the pressures they put on her. It was just about Maki leaving.
How cool is it? At least for me, I'm like, man, this episode's like top notch for me. The fighting, the animation, I was in it the entire time. I loved like the lessons put forth by not only Mai and Maki, but Nobara and Momo. Like I love that interaction. And we did not see Itadori once.
This was definitely about female Jujutsu sorcerers, that episode.
Such a good episode too. Miu is so cool.
She's the most relatable out of all of them.
Messed up, man. Tell me what you think about this. Chili, I'm in, right? That's fine. Fill the container halfway with milk. Add hot water.
Apparently it's really good.
Close your eyes. Okay.
You just did what Maki did with Mai. Told me to close my eyes so I didn't see anything scary.
Yes, very
or
true.
what happens next episode.
What do you think about that? Like the Juju stroll there. Like I've asked some people and they're all like, "Oh, that's disgusting." My only reason for thinking it could work is because ramen broth kind of like actual like correctly made ramen has like a milky feel, I guess, like in texture, I guess, like the thickness, you know what I mean? So water doesn't really give it that.
So I don't know enough about how to make ramen, but I think I'm not even gonna say I know anything about ramen. I would say I feel like it works, and I feel like it probably tastes good, but like the only thing that holds me back is not about it being milk.
Yeah.
But like about it being milk, because I'm lactose intolerant. So
Yeah.
I'm like, ugh, why would I put milk in ramen? Bleh, you know?
Yeah.
That would really make me regret it the next day. They were like, you always regret late night ramen the next day. I'd be like, yeah, if you're allergic to milk, you would. Mm-hmm.
So what'd you think of the episode?
So this female Jujutsu sorcerer episode, I wanted to cry. I was really into what Momo was saying to Nobara. I was really into that conversation they were having. And kind of like Momo's take on it as well as Nobara's, I think they both like said some valid things. Like obviously Momo was speaking purely on she was upset at the box that other people were putting her in, that she needed to be this perfection. She needed to both be cute and strong, and that's why that's the hardship.
Yeah.
But like Nobara was like, I don't even care about the box. The box doesn't matter to me. And it's what's interesting is the parallel between Nobara and Maki, and probably why they get along so well, is both of them are focused on making themselves happy.
Yeah.
Like Maki at the end says that the reason she left is she knew she wouldn't be able to be happy with herself if she had stayed. And then Nobara was like, I'm happy with myself. I like myself when I'm dressed up. I like myself when I do cool, strong things. Like, I love myself. And I was just like, wow, I love them so much. I want to be friends with them. But like also what Momo was saying was so relatable too, because obviously she was purely focused on the pressure and not focused on like, what does she even like about herself? What does she like about herself?
Yeah. Like,
is she just being cute because that's what's expected of her, or does she actually like cute things? I don't know.
I mean, I like her I like her as a character. Her perspective of it, I could see being valid for a lot of people, or a lot of people perceive that to be valid, you know? Like, it's not enough to just be strong. It's not enough to be a Toto. You need to be cute as well. You need to be perfection as a woman in this world. Like, but like how you just said, Nobara's like, screw that. Like, I'm gonna live my best life. I like when I'm cute and dolled up and I feel good about myself, but I also like kicking ass, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
and like I love in these last couple episodes, it's been really cool when characters bring up like how they have to switch their technique slightly so they don't actually kill the person.
yeah.
And I haven't been hearing the Kyoto school people saying that.
Well,
internal dialogue.
Mai did this episode. She hit Nobara with a rubber bullet.
Oh yeah, you're right. I meant like more in battle, like the
Gotcha.
people that were actually battling. Like I didn't. Wait, no, Momo did say it. Never mind. Scratch everything I just said. I just realized multiple people from both sides have internal dialogue.
You're right in the sense that they didn't say that about Itadori.
Yeah. So Momo couldn't use her broom to the fullest because she could have killed Nobara, and then Nobara pulled out the frickin' squeaky
That was
hammer.
so cute.
What? Like, I was like, is this like an
That's
actual
badass.
like cursed tool, or did she just get a squeaky hammer? Like, what is happening? Because I guess her hammer isn't necessarily a cursed tool. It's just a tool she uses with her cursed technique. I
Good
don't really
question.
know. It's hard to understand because I know Maki has these specific weapons.
She has no cursed energy. That's a kind of, we could have guessed it, I guess, from last episode or previous, but like it was spelled out for us that Maki was born with a heavenly pact. Like Mekimura was, Maki was as well.
And both of them are trying to basically be the best Jujutsu sorcerers they can be despite that.
I mean, out of the two of them, I think, like, I would rather be Maki than Mekamaru.
Obviously, Maki, somehow they invented glasses that Maki can see curses. Of course
Very
you'd
true.
rather be Maki.
But obviously Maki's, like, upbringing fucking sucked, man. And, like, what she's going through now, like, she, like, from the beginning of the episode, like, we saw Miwa being like a like how is she 4th grade? Like how is she like a 4th grade sorcerer? She could easily be defeating
and
grade
that
2.
crow lady was like, well, it's all about money. And I was like, oh my god, I hate you. And she was obviously, oh, the crow, oh, who knows, animals, you know. That's why we can't see Yuji right now. Sorry, animals. Crows aren't perfect.
It seemed like that was her like technique. Yeah.
Yeah, she was obviously just not showing what was going on because she knew about the plan to kill him and/or was thinking that was the case. I 100% think that she was paid off because he was like, "Oh, would you do anything for money, right?" And she was like, "Yeah." And then Gojo kind of looked over at the old man. I'm like, she was obviously paid. They were probably like, "Hey, if anything happens to Itadori, just don't show it, okay?" And she was like, "How much money?" And they were like, "Here's some money." And she was like, "Cool, animals. They have issues sometimes. Can't see it. Sorry."
Yeah.
She was in the intro.
Yeah.
Standing on top of a building. I think there were crows. I don't remember exactly, but I think there were crows.
Construction. That's an ability that Mai is able to use, right? It
kind of sucks that she only has a 1 bullet a day limit.
Yeah, I mean it's a big. Honestly, kudos to her. What she
How did Maki catch it?
It's Maki's
How?
next level,
like,
bro.
ouch.
Maki's insane. Like it was like right there, and then she just snagged it.
I didn't realize that Maki had this like. It's almost like she's in an Itadori way. They both have this exceptional like human strength without cursed energy involved.
But Itadori at least gets to use cursed energy.
Yeah. But I guess that's why she could catch the bullet and nothing happened to her. Because I feel like if Itadori was in the same position, he probably could have caught it too. Don't quote me on that. Feel like maybe he could have though.
If Maki had that power too, she'd be
one. She'd be with Toto.
She'd be up there, man. She'd be Itadori. She'd be Toto.
Didn't they want to move her to 2? Is that what they've been trying to petition for?
I think they're just trying to move her up in general. And if she does well enough in this event, then her name will get around, so it'll be harder for the Zenin clan
I think, the elder, the leader of the Zenin clan, said to her that he would put a lot of stuff in her way to getting there.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe he's just waiting for her to prove it to him. Or maybe he just said that as like a lofty thing of, oh, it's going to be hard, to try to maybe like make her feel like it's never going to happen. And maybe he never had the intention of letting her succeed at all.
I think that like that's how it came off to me. I'm like, fuck this dude. He is just trying to be.
I got like hopeful that maybe
asshole.
like he was putting these trials in front of her, but I was purely just hopeful on like the language he was saying. I was like, maybe he's just being harsh, and he knows that since she has this like handicap almost that she doesn't have cursed energy, that maybe he thinks she needs to be pushed one step further.
That's not how I received
I guess that's probably not the case, because I think they have an older brother. Because when the people were whispering, they were like, oh, the brother's going to have to be, eldest son's going to have to be a servant. That sucks.
Well, no. Okay, you could be right there too. I don't know the answer. I took that as like at least one of them weren't a guy, because if they were, then they would have to be a servant.
Oh.
You know? And the clan leader, she's like, he's the one who's, in my mind, making the rules, or like at least upholding the rules of like having like girls are automatically start at the ground floor if they're born with cursed energy and powerful. But now that Maki wasn't, she is just non-existent to them. And even though that she's strong, they're so steadfast and ignorant in their beliefs that they're not going to change anything.
It's just annoying. Like, she left your house. Like, stop. Like, why are you trying to make it so she... Like, I don't get it. Like, it shows that... I mean, like, we keep seeing examples of them literally not caring about actually having strong, capable people.
There's this whole, inner political aspect of it.
And it's like, this is nonsense. You're all supposedly have these powers and for the good of humanity are trying to destroy curses.
Yeah.
And then you're also trying to destroy other strong sorcerers. Like, that's just nonsense to me. And it's really gross.
The animation in this episode was so cool, dude.
I feel bad for Miwa, though I'm glad that Maki was able to defeat her. And
Sword
her
stealing.
face when her sword was stolen. Oh my gosh.
So good.
I think I don't remember her name. The person that's Gojo for the other school. With the scar on her face.
Yeah.
I feel like she's a really good person.
It's a Hime, I think.
I have a feeling that she's I think Gojo trusts her. I feel like she's a good person.
I think Gojo teases her just to tease her, you know?
Yeah, no, I think he trusts her and he likes her, but he teases her because that's just their like relationship or whatever. But I think that she is one of the trustworthy adults in this situation, in this
feel that.
story.
I mean, Gojo trusted her enough to say, what did he say to her?
I think he told her about did he tell her about the plan?
I
That he
think
thinks
so.
they're going to try to kill Itadori?
Or something. I don't want to reiterate what happened, fearful that you don't know something yet.
Oh.
Or fearful that he didn't say something. I think he did. I just am being extra cautious. God.
Interesting.
Doesn't Maki look like a badass in the flashbacks too? With
It
her
seems
like
Maki's always kind of been very strong-willed. Not just strong in like physical human capabilities, but like really strong-willed. And like obviously, I don't think that's purely because of her circumstances or purely because she couldn't see curses and she doesn't know fear. I think that's just because that was her personality. Like, she's just really strong-willed.
Yeah.
And it seems like to hear Mai be like, I didn't even want to do this, I was like...
It broke that whole scene was like breaking my heart, dude.
I thought I was shocked that she even admitted that. I mean, you saw in that last scene, like, it's like they went from these, like, enemies that never knew each other, or like, oh, are they even sisters, to like, she's breaking down in front of her sister again because that's her sister and she wants to be honest with her sister.
Like, I feel like maybe I'm giving her Mai too much credit, but I feel like she knows the answer to like, why wouldn't you stay at the bottom with me? Or she wouldn't have phrased it the way that she did. She's like acknowledging the fact they would be at the bottom, but at least they'd be together, kind of thing. And like,
you can't force someone to. The thing is, Mai could have been happy, not like, okay, so Maki couldn't be happy at the bottom, so Maki went off to do what she needed to do.
Yeah.
But like, Mai also could have left, right? Maybe not with Maki, because Maki might have been against Mai leaving in general, but she didn't need to stay there at the bottom because Maki was able to leave. Maki relinquished the name, basically, was disowned by the family and left, and she's happy. She went to the other school. She's still trying to be Jujutsu Sorcerer. Like, how come Mai couldn't have also left? Why?
I mean, she did.
Huh?
No? Like, what was Mai's job before being a Jujutsu Sorcerer? A servant, right? Mm-hmm. What is she now?
A Jujutsu Sorcerer?
Just like her sister, who also left.
Yeah, but she didn't leave. She's trying to push herself further to be a Jujutsu Sorcerer because that's what the family placed on her. She has to prove herself.
I'm pretty sure the family just wanted her to be a servant.
And now she has to put all this effort in because Maki was putting all that effort in.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's only because the families told her that, like, as the twin, she needed to come out on top of Maki. So, because they couldn't have Maki being stronger than Mai, you know, in the family. I feel like that's the only reason she's not a servant, is because Maki left. They were like, that'd be too embarrassing for us if Maki was stronger than our clan member that stayed, that actually has cursed energy.
Well, like, I guess it was just like the conversation, right? Like, why did you leave the clan? And then Maki asks, like, you joined Jujutsu High yourself, right? I never wanted to be a Jujutsu Sorcerer.
I guess Maki was just thinking that Mai only became a Jujutsu Sorcerer because she wanted to.
Yeah.
So I guess Maki learned a little bit about Mai there.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping for some sisterly,
Well, it sucks because, like, obviously I don't think Maki has done anything wrong by trying to follow her path, but Mai just living with, like, Maki at the bottom would have made her happy. And I'm like, well, Maki didn't do anything wrong, but this is what Mai wanted too. So it's like, it's a sucky situation, man.
So I'm like, if all Mai actually wants is just to be able to be with her sister, do that.
Yeah. I get you. I agree with you. It's a compelling story nonetheless, though.
It seems more like her hatred for Maki even leaving to begin with is what's clouded the fact that she even had options other than getting back at Maki and fighting Maki and becoming a jujutsu sorcerer, because that's what Maki wanted, and she's gonna beat Maki because she hates Maki. It's like if she had just like forgot that like you don't actually hate her, you just really want to be with her, maybe you should actually try to think of ways that you can go be with your sister instead of like hating her and forcing yourself to do things you don't want to do because of that.
Very true, but like she had this flashback of her being like, Maki, you're never gonna leave, right? And then Maki was like, I'm not gonna leave you behind, kind of thing. Of course I won't leave you behind. So like, we're sisters, and then her sister left her, so it's like, why would she want to go after her sister?
That's true.
If her sister is the one who like made her this promise and then betrayed it.
I wonder if Maki has any like, I wish we could hear some internal dialogue of how Maki views Mai.
Yeah,
because I feel like at this moment we know how Mai views Maki, but like, why didn't Maki think about... We didn't hear any internal dialogue of Maki being like, oh, I'm leaving Mai behind. We just saw Maki leave.
And then say, like, even though that the clan leader, like, straight up said that this is going to affect Mai, she was like... She wasn't like, fuck Mai. She was like, this has nothing to do with her. She didn't put up more of a fight than that, but she at least acknowledged that he shouldn't negatively affect Mai, Because, like, I'll put you through ordeals befitting of that, trying to overtake the clan leader. And Maki's like, do it, I don't care. And then he's like, I'm going to do it to Mai too. And that stops her, Mm-hmm. She's like...
And her shoulders even moved.
Yeah.
She obviously didn't like him saying that.
She has nothing to do with this.
But it's like here, it's almost like she was faced with this, like, he's basically threatening me that if I don't stay and put myself through something I don't want to do and be somewhere I don't want to be, then he's going to, like, hurt my sister in some way. She's like, she doesn't like that bargaining chip that he's using there. He's basically using Mai as, like, are you sure you want to leave Mai behind?
Yeah.
Bad things could happen to her. And that's so messed up.
And then she leaves and said that this has nothing to do with her. And Mai's like, liar. Because... It does, because it's going to directly affect what's going to happen to Mai, Maki leaving. Also, Maki's a liar for leaving and leaving her behind, right? It's so cool.
So I want to know what Maki's thinking.
Me too.
What is Maki thinking anything internally about how maybe she has these grand plans that she'll be, once she's able to take over the clan, like her and her sister can be together again and they won't have to deal with all of that or whatever. I don't know.
It's so
maybe
cool.
Maybe she's not thinking about it at all, because I can't diss her for thinking about making herself happy.
Yeah.
So it's a tough situation, because like, I'm not going to tell Maki, you should have stayed at that house
and made yourself
that
unhappy.
Gross old man that was mean and gross. Like, I'm not going to tell her that, because obviously she did what she needed to do to make her happy. But obviously, that just like, I feel bad for Mai, but I'm also like, I can't fault Maki on this.
Yeah, I know.
Maki made a big decision. Maki made a really hard, big decision that was really probably stressful and hard to do, and she had to go through a lot of hoops probably once she got out of the family even, and she put herself through that for her own happiness. So I'm like, I can't fault her for that, because obviously Mai could also put herself through some hoops for her own happiness, and she can't just expect that Maki do things for her happiness. I guess she was hoping that Maki's happiness would be the same as hers.
Yeah. It's so compelling. It's a sucky situation. It's so compelling. I love that I can feel this much and talk this much about this situation when out of 17 episodes, we've only gotten like an episode on it. Like we've gotten like no time for this story in regards to how many episodes we've had because this isn't what the series is about, but it's such a good story. It's so interesting.
I was actually really shocked to learn exactly how strong Maki is. And by the chart that Panda had upset me about it, because I was like, dang, poor
It's not
Maki.
about
Like, she's
strength.
really, like, trying, you
Yeah.
know? Like, is she really that low? And then to learn that she's not actually that low, and then she literally just beat Niwa and Mai in probably, like, 30 minutes. I don't even know. It seemed like 30 minutes.
And she can't do anything about how low ranked she is. She's trying her best.
We haven't even heard her talk about it, have we?
No, I don't think so. Other than acknowledging what Nobara was saying to Itadori, you know?
Yeah.
Like, she's such a badass, dude. I think one of, if not, like, top 2-3 favorite characters in the series.
Definitely.
I like Mai a lot, too, honestly, after this episode.
I did not like Mai when we first met her.
Same with Toto.
I didn't like Toto either. You're
Yeah.
right. I didn't like either of them. Mai hasn't like completely reached the level Toto has for me.
Oh, for sure.
And that's probably because I'm still like,
Toto seemingly has been redeemed. Mai hasn't, but
because
I love
she still
her.
said I hate you at the end, and I'm like,
But I
why-
love her character.
I know, but I'm like, why couldn't she have been like, I hate how much I love you? You know, that would have been better.
What do you think the
than
first
just
love
being
thing's
like,
about?
Huh?
What do you think the first
Yeah.
love thing is about?
What?
I don't know the answer.
It must have been a big deal for her to bring that up in one of the main
it
reasons
Maki?
she hates Maki.
Is that a thing? Like, I
Well,
know
like-
they're twins. I just don't know.
I think it would be like first love, like that's
Yeah.
the person you I mean, think about it. If you're in that family, I'm sure Maki was the really only person who gave affection to her.
Yeah.
So they really they only really had each other. I mean, Momo even brings up that Mai was raised with no affection.
Yeah.
So Maki was probably that only source of happiness and affection and love. Oh, poor Mai.
It's such a good it's a compelling story, right?
Because they had each other to lean on in that situation, and then Maki left.
For her with good
with
reason,
good
but it's so
reason.
like
Oh,
I hope we see more of them.
yep.
You good?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.